Good afternoon, it's Laura here from Your Last Resort Home Organization and Staging. Now, a couple of people have been asking where are the videos, so that makes me really happy because I'm happy that people are noticing that I haven't done a video for a while and that they're asking for them and that people are enjoying watching them. So I decided to hop on today and do another little video. And yeah, we've been just really busy with the home organization, which is one of the reasons I haven't been doing the videos lately. We've been helping a lot of people to downsize, to get ready for moving. It's a big moving season, and so we've just been busy with all of that. So that's one of the reasons I haven't been doing the videos. So I'm back today, and I want to talk about a few things this morning. First of all, personality, Pinterest, and perfection. So kind of talking about 3 P's today. The part about personality and organization is one of the topics that really interests me. My undergrad degree is in psychology. I did it at Acadia. So I've always loved and been interested in the personality of everything. So what we talk about is how there are different personality styles for organization. And this is an important thing that you need to keep in mind when you are trying to organize something for yourself, or every time we go in and work with a client, it's something that we kind of suss out before we start creating an organizing system for that person. So there are 2 different types of these are generalizations, and of course you can fit into kind of more than one category. So the first type of organizing system is a visual organizer versus kind of a hidden organizing system, if you like. So if you think about a kitchen, we often do this in workshops where I have a lot of visuals, but so try to follow along with me here. So in your kitchen, imagine if you have an open shelf concept and you have lovely baskets and jars, and you can see, I know a lot of people have actually taken the doors right off of their cupboards, and they like to see their things visually, and that is what is appealing to them. Now the second type would be the hidden. So you would like things organized, but behind closed doors. You don't want to have to see your things. So that's an important thing to know about your organization style. So for example, myself, I like things hidden. I like them behind closed doors. I don't want to see my stuff. I don't like a lot of visual clutter. But Jen and Raina, who I work with Your Last Resort, they're both very artistic, beautiful design. They love visual. They love things to look beautiful. For me, as I say, I like things hidden behind. I don't like to see them. So that's the first organization style. The second thing, what you need to know is whether you like a micro system or a macro system. So a micro system would be you like everything divided into tiny little categories. So I'm going to use a filing cabinet, for example. So for example, in my filing cabinet in the basement, I have a file folder for my water bill, my tax bill, my phone bill, my power bill. Every little bill is separated into separate micro categories. However, some people like to have a macro system instead. They like to have bills as one file folder where everything gets put together, because they know that if it is in this micro system, they're not going to come back and file it into these micro systems, because that's just not the way their brain works, and therefore it'll just get messy and disorganized again, because you are not working with your system of what your personality type is. So those are the kind of the things that you need to know before you go into an organizing something in your own space. So if you try to organize something and that system is not working for you, and it's just a mess again, that means you just haven't found the proper organizing system for yourself. And there is no right reason. So going on to my second P, the Pinterest. Pinterest is wonderful. It has a lot of really great ideas. However, as we know, it is also a downfall. So Pinterest tends to be for people who really like visual, because Pinterest is all about the pictures and the visuals. So a lot of Pinterest organizing tips are people people who like visual, like pretty displays, and things like that for maybe macro systems as well. But if that's not you, you're not going to find a system on Pinterest that works for you. And if you do try it and it works, you may just become frustrated. Doesn't work. You might become frustrated thinking, I'm just not an organized person. And that's not true. Maybe you just haven't found the system that works for you. So that kind of comes into my third P that I wanted to talk about, which is perfection. So we do find that a lot of the hoarding people that we do work with have perfectionist tendencies. That means until they can have it perfectly organized, then it's too overwhelming. They don't want to even start because they don't think that they can have it perfectly organized. So what we're trying to tell people is it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect right away either. So just do it. Just organize it. And then as you go along, and if you find out if your system works for you or doesn't work for you, then maybe you can start working on replacing your shoe boxes that you're using to organize things with some prettier baskets. Or that way, and you're also not spending a lot of money going out and buying a lot of supplies on things that may not work for you. So don't think that your organization has to be perfect. Just start and just do it. So kind of going along with all of those lines, I'm here in my son's bedroom, and I wanted to give you my personal story about my shoes. Okay, so the way our house is designed, the closet in the master bedroom is super tiny, so my husband's clothes are in there. And then here in my son's bedroom, the closet is very big, so half the closet is his and half the closet is mine. It's just the way we have it sorted, and it works fine for us. So shoes. Now, first of all, what I'm about to say is not going to work for everybody. I do not have a lot of shoes. In fact, I have a foot, my ankle pops out of the socket all of the time, so I can't wear any shoes with heels or any kind of fancy shoes. So I don't own fancy shoes, okay? So this system is not going to work for my girlfriends who do love shoes and have beautiful shoes. So that's not going to work for you. So again, go with your personality and what works for you. So what works for me? So in the bottom of my closet is where I keep all of my shoes. And I had been noticing myself, I just tend to come into the room and I kick my shoes off into the closet, and it was a big heap of a mess. Yes, I am an organized person. I knew where in that mess or each one of my shoes was. However, it was a big heap of a mess. I bought a shoe rack. And so I had things for all my shoes to line up. By the way, you can get great shoe racks. I was just at Dollarama, and they have great shoe racks there. Ones with the bags that hang on the back of the door, or shoe racks. Lots of shoe racks at Dollarama. Anyway, so I had a shoe rack, but even though I had a shoe rack, I found myself, I was still kicking my shoes off in front of the shoe rack. I wasn't bothering to take the time to put my shoes on the rack. And so instead of getting frustrated, I decided to try something new for a different organization style, going with my personality and what my behaviors were. Instead, I'll show you, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I actually ended up doing. I got a big bucket. It's almost like a big basket bucket, and I've put all of my shoes in that bucket. And you can see the bottom of the floor here is now empty. I mean, it's not beautiful, it's not pretty. However, it is behind a closed door, and it's a system that's working for me. So when I get home and I need to take off my shoes, all I do is I drop them in the bucket, and they're all contained, they're all in one pile, and of course the ones that I wear more frequently are at the top of the bucket. And again, I have to say, I don't have fancy shoes. I do have one pair of nice boots that are not in the bucket, so I've put those to the side. But this is a system that works for me, and I am so excited because for the first time, my shoes are actually organized and together. So I'm really excited because this is also what I do for my kids. They each have a basket of their shoes by the door that they drop their shoes into. So that's a system that I already had been using with them, so I'm not sure why I hadn't thought about using it for myself as well. So again, this is just a bucket. It may have come from Walmart. I am not even sure. I can't even remember. I found it in the basement. And it's not a pretty system. It's not visual. Everything is not laid out. However, it is an organized system for me, and it works with my personality type. I know where the shoes are, and everything is neat and tidy and together. And as I said, it is working for me. So don't get caught up in the fact that you think that your organizing system has to be pretty and it has to be beautiful and it has to be perfect. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be any of those things. So maybe eventually I'll buy a nice wicker basket for my shoes, or maybe eventually I'll learn how to use a shoe rack, but that's probably not going to happen either. So as I said, don't stress out thinking that you are not an organized person. Go with your personality type, and remember, not everything you see on Pinterest has to work for you. There's plenty of solutions. And the third P was, don't get caught up in perfection, thinking that it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. Just work with your system. And as we tell all of our clients when we go in and organize somebody's space after we kind of suss out what we think their personality type and style is, we said, try living with your new system for a little bit and see if it works for you. So I've been having my shoes like this for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks now, and it's working perfectly. But if it didn't, move things around. Try something else. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time around. So just do it. So that's my message for you today, is just to get motivated and to get started and know your personality type and don't try to be perfect. So anyway, I'm gonna be back again hopefully sometime in this summer. I have a few other little quick videos that I'm gonna do throughout the summer, and then hopefully get back on schedule again for the fall. But thank you so much to everybody who's watching and who's been asking for where the videos are. Really excited that people are looking to watch them. So again, if you found this information to be helpful, please consider sharing it. And if you have any questions or other suggestions on things that I've talked about today, I'd love to hear that in the comments below as well. Or if you have any ideas of videos that you'd like to see us do, I'd be happy to do those as well, because they're fun to meet your needs as well. So, and in the interim, if you need any help getting organized or figuring out what your personality system is, we're at yourlastresort.ca, and we're happy to come and help organize. It's what we love to do. And until then, enjoy the summer and have a great day. Bye-bye.